Today we are going to discuss chapter number 2, and the name of the topic is National Income and its related aggregates. Okay? Now, when you discuss about national income, or before we go into the details of national income, we should understand there are certain aggregates, and those aggregates we should know. What are they? Number 1, GDP MP. Number 2, NDP MP. Number 3, GNP MP. Number 4, NNP MP. Okay. Then number 5, GDP FC. Number 6, NDP FC. Number 7, GNP FC. Number 8, NNP FC. Okay. So there are 8 concepts: GDP MP, NDP MP, GNP MP, NNP MP, GDP FC, NDP FC, GNP FC, NNP FC. So here you can see both are same, GDP and GDP, but it is MP concept and it is FC concept. Now what is FC and what is NP? Small example I would like to give you. Suppose if I start a small factory producing pens, right? So I require factors of production. So what are factors of production? Factors of production are land, labor, capital and enterprise. Okay? Basically I require all these 4 in order to produce pen. Now I acquire land, I get labor, I get capital. Capital means money or machines. Then I get an enterprise, that means a person or a group of person who takes care of entire production process. So now when I get a land, I have to pay rent, right? When I get labor, I have to pay wages, or you can say salaries, right? When I get capital, I must pay interest. And when I get enterprise, obviously I get profit. So, in order to produce a pen, I require land, labor, capital, enterprises, for which I have to pay rent, wages, or oblique salaries, interest, or profit. So, for example, 1 pen, okay? So, for rent, I paid 2 rupees, wages and salaries 2 rupees, interest 2 rupees, and profit 2 rupees. So the total cost is 8. So rupees 8 is factor cost. Rupees 8 is factor cost. That means 8 rupees I spent on land, labor, capital, enterprise in order to produce a pen. Now that is called factor cost. So that 8 rupees is known as factor cost. Now this pen goes to market. I have to sell. So it goes to market. Then when I go to market to sell the pen, there are certain taxes. Okay? For example, 2 rupees is the tax levied on the pen. So now it becomes rupees 10. Now I have to sell the pen for 10 rupees. So this 10 rupees is known as market price. This 10 rupees is known as market price. So what is factor cost? Factor cost is 8 rupees and market price is 10 rupees, because 2 rupees as direct tax or a tax is levied on the pen. So it becomes 10 rupees. So my factor cost is 8 rupees and my MP, that is market price, is 10 rupees. Now, sometimes what happens, government, let us say, gives subsidy on pen. What is subsidy? Subsidy is a, you can say, a cash grant. A cash grant given by the government to the producer to encourage the production. So suppose say in this pen, particularly my pen, I am talking about my pen, 1 rupee is given as subsidy. Okay. So now the price of pen comes down to 9 rupees. So the market price is now 9 rupees. So taxes increase the price and subsidies decrease the price. Okay. Now 8 rupees is my factor cost, 10 rupees is my market price, and if subsidy is given, that is 9 rupees. So this is also called net indirect taxes. Net indirect taxes means tax minus subsidy. 2 rupees is the tax, 1 rupee subsidy, so 1. This is NIT each 1. And 8 rupees is FC. So now 9 becomes market price. So 9 rupees is the market price of the pen. Okay. Now we discussed about MP and FC. Let us give a small definition of FC. What is FC? FC is nothing but the expenditure incurred by a producer, on all factors of production for rendering their services. Okay, that is known as factor cost. I am a producer, I am spending money on all factors of production in order to produce a particular item, so that is known as factor cost. So factor cost refers to the expenditure incurred by a producer in order to produce certain commodity for rendering their services. That is factor cost. And market price is nothing. Market price is the price at which a particular commodity is sold. Okay. So in our case, as we discussed, FC is 8 rupees, right? This is FC, and market price is 9 and subsidy is 1 rupee, right? Subsidy is 1 rupee. Now sometimes you have to convert MP into FC, FC into MP, like that. So suppose say you have to find out MP. Okay. So when you have to find out MP, so what you will do? FC plus NP, right? You want to find out FC, factor cost. That means MP minus NIT. You want to find out NIT. NIT means indirect tax minus subsidy. This formula is very, very important. Okay? MP, if you want to find out, FC plus NIT. FC if you want to find out MP minus NIT. NIT if you want to find out indirect taxes or minus subsidy. Indirect tax minus subsidy. Okay. These are the basic formulas in order to convert. Let us take one example. You want to find out MP. MP means FC is rupees 8. NIT, what you are getting? 1 rupee. So your market price becomes 9 rupees. Okay. This is how you have to calculate. MP if you want to find out, FC plus NIT. FC if you want to find out, MP minus NIT. And NIT if you want to find out indirect tax minus subsidy. Now, another related concept. Factor payment and transfer payment. What is this? Factor payment and transfer payment. What is factor payment? Factor payment, once again say, when I render some service as a labor, so I have every right to get wages or salary. Okay, so that is my factor payment. That is what you can say my factory income. I am a labor. I am contributing something in a factory. and I am one of the key members in the process of production. So naturally I will get wage or salary. So that wage and salary is known as factor payment. That means you do something, and in order to doing that, you get something back. That is factor payment. I have money, I am giving somebody, so I get interest. That means that interest is my factor income, or the person who is paying, for him it is a factor payment. Okay. Transfer payment. What is transfer payment? Transfer payment is called unilateral payment, right? It is called unilateral payment. That means for doing nothing you get money. For doing nothing you get money. For example, pocket money. Your father gives pocket money. For example, every month he gives 200 rupees. So that 200 rupees is your transfer income, or your father is paying, so it is a transfer payment. You are going to village, your grandmother gives you 500 rupees, okay, for doing nothing. So you are getting 500 rupees. That 500 rupees is your transfer income, or it is also known as transfer payment. Okay. Now, there are basically some formulas are there which you need to understand for doing numerical problems in the forthcoming chapter. For example, say depreciation, gross, net. These three concepts we discussed in our previous video. Depreciation, gross and net. What is this? Say a person is there. He earns, say, 10,000 rupees. Okay? It is his gross income. It is his gross income. Okay? Now, there are certain deductions. Okay? There are certain deductions in his income. Say, for example, 2,000 rupees is his deductions. This is known as deductions. So, he is going to get 8,000 rupees. This is known as net. Net payment. What is his net salary? His net salary is 8,000. His gross salary is 10,000. His deductions is 2,000. Similarly, if you go and see in a factory, the gross investment, similar way you can describe, gross investment is 10,000 rupees, and instead of deduction, here you can write depreciation. And depreciation is 2,000 rupees. That means if any machine gets old, a machine needs to be replaced, or a machine requires a repair, for that we spend 2,000 rupees. That means 8,000 rupees is net investment. Okay, so depreciation, gross, net, and this is the basic understanding of this formula. Suppose if you want to find out depreciation, okay, if you want to find out depreciation, then what you have to do? Gross, right, minus, or what you have to do? Depreciation you have to find out. Depreciation you have to find out means, okay, same, gross minus net. Okay, what is my gross? Gross is 10,000. What is my net? 8,000. So what is this? This 2,000 is depreciation. Similarly, if you want to find out gross, okay, if you want to find out gross, then net plus depreciation. What is net here? Net is 8,000. Depreciation is 2,000. So 10,000 is my gross. Okay. Suppose if you want to find out net. Net income or net investment, if you find out, then gross minus depreciation. What is gross? Gross is 10,000. Depreciation is 2,000. So your net is 8,000. Okay. This is how you need to convert or change one aggregate to the other aggregate, like NP, FC, NIT, depreciation and gross. Similarly, one more formula is domestic income and national income. Right? If you want to find out domestic income, if you want to find out domestic income, what you have to do is national income minus NFIA. National income minus NFIA. If you want to find out national income, then domestic income plus NFIA. Okay? Simple. If you want to find out domestic income, then what you have to do? National income minus NFIA. If you want to find out national income, then domestic income plus NFIA. What is NFIA? NFIA is the difference between the income coming from abroad and income going to abroad. What we are getting from other countries and what other countries are taking from us to their countries. The difference is known as NFIA. So if you want to find out national income, what you have to do? National income if you want to find out, then domestic income plus NFIA. Suppose say domestic income is 10 crore and the money coming from other countries or that NFIA is suppose say 2 crore, then it becomes 12 crore. National income becomes 12 crore. Suppose if you want to find out domestic income, then national income is 12 crore and minus, what is this? 2 crore is your NFIA. So 10 crore is your domestic income. Okay, 10 crore is your domestic income. This is how in forthcoming topics we need to convert or we need to change from MP to FC or FC to MP or NIT, or sometimes depreciation you have to find out, sometimes you have to find out gross, sometimes you have to find out net. So in order to change those aggregates according to the question, you need to do this. Okay, I think this is enough for this video, because if you go more and more topics, then you will get confused. So we will go slowly, and we will revise also in the next video. I will try to revise this once again and then I will proceed. Okay, thank you.